Seeing is that some larger Swiss institutions are interested in becoming validators themselves of XDC. This makes sense because they're already running significant IT infrastructure, and becoming a validator gives them direct participation in the network and deeper understanding of the technology. Also, the ability to earn validator rewards while supporting their clients' staking needs.
We really think that becoming a node operator is an important part of the due diligence that you do as a financial institution running operations on these networks. What is going on? Welcome back to part 2 of today's video breakdown, ladies and gentlemen. In today's video, we're going to be diving into some recent ongoing XDC announcements that align with something that Sandy Call just recently said. These institutions are going to want to provide node operations. These institutions are going to want to earn passive income on their digital assets by running yield operations, whether it's through staking, liquidity providing. We've covered that so many times here on the CYPRX YouTube, but I want to show you guys that this is happening in real time, and it is becoming a reality on multiple different digital asset projects that we've covered on this YouTube in the past. Particularly in today's video, we're going to be focusing on the XDC network. So coming over here to this first announcement here, it says, and this was posted 4 hours ago from the head of institutional XDC algorithmic investing, Ken K.C. Chapman, said, exciting partnership where Anchorage Digital now provides institutional custody for XDC. Industry-grade blockchain XDC network supported by the first nationally chartered digital asset bank in the United States. So I'm going to go out right and say that to some extent, these individuals at Anchorage Digital must know that XDC has some form of regulatory clarity, or there's some type of clarity behind the scenes that is allowing them to make this decision, which just gives me so much more confidence in my personal XDC position long-term that it is going to be an important player in this space. Now, in regards to the node operations that Sandy Call just mentioned, well, over here, Rebecca Dawson, hopefully I'm pronouncing her name correctly, just posted this yesterday, January 13th, 2026, and says here, what we are seeing is that some larger Swiss institutions are interested in becoming validators themselves of XDC, i.e. node validators, right? What's behind the institutional interest, and what does it say about the evolution of compliant blockchain infrastructure? In a new episode coming up on the XDC Mena podcast featuring Lee Moore, who leads XDC's efforts in Switzerland, listen here to what she says that just coexists with the recent announcement from Anchorage Digital and what Sandy Call said about these institutions wanting to run node operations, and how she finds it as something very important to institutional strategies.
Seeing is that some larger Swiss institutions are interested in becoming validators themselves of XDC. This makes sense because they're already running significant IT infrastructure, and becoming a validator gives them direct participation in the network and deeper understanding of the technology. Also, the ability to earn validator rewards while supporting their clients' staking needs.
So she literally confirms that this will bring these institutions closer to understanding the network and allow them to earn validator rewards, i.e. passive income for participating in the network. Back to what Sandy Call said in this tokenized interview, listen to what she says about how we will have to provide, as an institution, we will have to provide a yield, right? And that we will want to earn yield on these digital assets. Take a second here and listen.
Structure that's going to enable that two-way. And that is really how we think of our whole business, that, you know, we're going to have to offer exposure to all of the crypto and the crypto ecosystem and the great development and growth going on there. And we're going to have to offer that in traditional wrappers that work in account-based systems and batch processed systems. And we're going to have to offer our traditional products that people are looking for for diversification and for additional yield. And we're going to have to offer those in a wallet in a tokenized structure. So I think every financial firm is going to have to be able to interoperate across those two extremes for the next decade at least.
Massive confirmation that the XDC network is aligned with what a major player like Franklin Templeton, Sandy Call, is talking about in recent podcasts as we are progressing through this new year. Now, Last but not least, I have one more announcement and fundamental piece from XDC, but I want to take you guys back to part one of today's video breakdown, where Sandy Call goes on to talk about this tokenized barter system and how we're moving into this new financial system much faster than people are anticipating.
Yeah, this is just the very tip of the iceberg. I really believe that you're going to see more and more and more transactions being done completely on chain for underlying assets, not just funds. And I think that the forms of payment that people are going to be using is going to be expanding pretty dramatically. We actually, in our thought leadership, kind of refer to it as we're moving into a high-tech barter society. Because not only can I use a tokenized deposit, I can use a stable coin, but why wouldn't I be able to use tokenized gold? Why wouldn't I be able to use a cryptocurrency? Right? If I'm looking to buy an asset, I should be able to buy it with any form of payment that is transparently valued and exchangeable, and be able to do that instantly on chain. And so I think this is really, a strong signal that we are going to see the entire financial market infrastructure shift onto new rails a lot faster than people anticipate, right?
So she just said the terminology tokenized gold, right? And so if we remember, this organization, Comtech Gold, which is built out onto the XDC network, says right there, experience the magic of tokenized gold, okay? And if we come over here to this recent announcement, this is from January 12th, 2026, it says, in a strategic partnership to deliver faster, more transparent, and cost-effective financial solutions, Zand, an AI-powered fintech and financial services group in the United Arab Emirates, has successfully concluded the integration of XDC Network, a leading enterprise-grade blockchain platform. With this integration, corporate and institutional clients will be able to custody assets with XDC Network through Zand's institutional-grade digital asset custody service, subject to applicable regulatory approvals. This integration also aims to help simplify the gold trading market through Comtech Gold, which combines the benefits of gold investment and advantages of blockchain technology. Zand CEO said, "We are entering a new era where blockchain tech can serve as the foundation for more efficient and inclusive banking solutions. This collaboration with the XDC network supports our vision of building blockchain-powered financial products to help bridge the gap between TradFi and DeFi and advance the digital economy." And the co-founder of XDC Network said, "At XDC Network, we believe that digital banks and enterprise blockchain platforms can work together to redefine the future of finance. Our partnership with Zand brings together compliance, innovation, and real-world utility, proving that blockchains are helping to power the next generation of global payments and access tokenization." So that is all for today's video breakdown, but this just goes to show that some of the recent announcements on XDC Network perfectly align with a recent interview that took place on Tokenized podcast with Sandy Call, where she's going on to talk about node operations. She's going on to talk about earning passive rewards on your digital assets in this new digital era and these new financial rails that we're headed into. She specifically called it a tokenized barter system that we are now headed into, that's going to come a lot faster than most people are anticipating. And you can now see that XDC is playing a major role in this transformation. As always, many blessings to you guys. None of this is financial advice. I'm not telling you guys to go out there and invest in the digital asset XDC, but always go out there and do your own personal research. If you guys need a safe and secure place to do this research yourselves, you guys can always head over to CYPRXtrading.com. There is literally hundreds, if not thousands, of updated research fundamentals shared on a consistent daily and weekly basis inside the private CYPRX Discord. We have the biggest documents from some of the largest organizations in the game, panel discussions that go relatively unnoticed, people's LinkedIn profiles of organizations and people that you probably have never heard of, but most likely should if you are a researcher in this space. Hope to see you guys on the inside of the CYPRX private community. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video breakdown.